Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. I am super excited to be taking on this week's micro lesson for UYT. We're going back to dance this week, but instead of just giving you guys a combination that's already done that you guys can learn and practice at home, I thought we'd go in a little bit of a different direction this week. So today I'm going to teach you guys a series of 10 really easy basic dance steps. You may have seen these steps before, you may have taken them in a dance class or in a show with us here at UYT. So we're going to go through these steps. There will be a couple different variations of some of the steps, and then my hope is that while you're at home, you can find a piece of music that you love and you can create all different sorts of combinations with these 10 basic steps that we're going to learn together today. So I'm going to dive right in and get us started. So let's start with our first step today. So our first step is going to be a jazz square. For those of you that have done a UYT show or been a part of classes, this is a step you're probably pretty familiar with. For the shows that I've been a part of and gotten to choreograph, this is a staple in Drake Schrader choreography. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move back here so you can hopefully see my feet a little bit better. So a jazz square is really simple. When you do it, it looks a little more complicated than it is, but we're going to break it down really slow and then I'll speed it up for you guys. So we're going to start our first jazz square going to the right, and then we'll learn it to the left. So starting on our right, we're going to step out with our right foot. So we're going to step out, so legs are spread apart now. Now we're going to take our left foot and cross it over our right foot. So our right foot stays exactly where it was at when we stepped out, and now our left foot is crossing over. Now we're going to go back with our right foot. So take that right foot and just step back. Don't move your left foot, keep it crossed right where it was at, just step that right foot back. Now, take your left foot and step back. Okay, so we're just crossing over and we're making a square, hence a jazz square. So let's do that one more time slow, and then I'll speed it up for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna step out with our right foot, cross over with our left. Now we're going to step back with our right foot, and now step back with your left. Okay, let's do that one more time, a little bit slower, and then I'll speed it up. Step out right, cross over left, step back right, step back left. Got that? All right, let's speed up a little bit faster, then we'll learn it to the left. All right, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, cross, back, back. That's all it is. Again, when you start speeding it up and getting it a lot faster, it looks more complicated than it actually is. So we're going to do another jazz square, but we're going to do it to our left. It's still as simple as what we just did. It's just reversing our feet to the left instead of the right. So let's start neutral position here. We're going to step out to our left. So take that left foot and step out. Now we're going to take our right foot and cross it over. Take that left foot and step back. Right foot, step back. Okay, let's do that one more time, a little bit slower, and then we'll speed it up again because I think you will be able to get this really easy. So here we go, stepping out left, crossing over right, step back left, step back right. Okay, got that? Let's speed it up a little bit faster. One more time, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, step left, cross over right, step back left, step back right. Got that? Awesome, so that's our first step. That is our jazz square. Now we're gonna move on to our second step today. All right, so our second step is super easy. Again, if you've done a show or a class with us, I'm sure you've seen this step before. I know we've all used it many times, and it's the step touch. It's really simple, but sometimes when it gets really fast, again, it can get complicated. When you're trying to get a whole group of people moving together, it can be a little bit challenging. So we're going to start to our right, but then also teach you how to do the variation to the left as well. This is really pretty simple. I'm going to break it down slow and then we'll speed up a little bit. So we're going to start by stepping out to our right, step our right leg out, and then you're just going to take your left foot and touch it to your right. Okay? That's it. So we're just stepping out, stepping together. Okay? Now if we want to do that to our left, we're going to step out with our left leg, then take our right leg and step together. Okay? So that's all the combination is you're bringing your legs apart, bringing them back together. Now let's speed that up a little bit so you can see the step touch at a little bit faster rate. So we're going to start right, left. We'll do 4 step touches together. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step, touch. That's it. That's your step touch. So let's move on to the next step we're going to learn together. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our fifth step in our combination. This one can be a little bit tricky. This is probably the trickiest step out of the ones that we've done so far, especially as we speed it up, because it's a lot of foot placement and where your legs and your feet need to go. So the step we're learning is a grapevine. Some of you in previous shows, again, you've probably done this step, and I'm sure for those of you that have, you know it can get a little tricky at times. So this step is actually we're gonna want to be up on our feet in ballet. We call this releve, but I want to start flat-footed and just show you guys the steps before we take it up a notch and do it up on our toes on releve. So we're gonna learn it to our right first, and then I'll teach it to your left, as we've done before. So we're gonna start with our right leg, right foot, and you're gonna step out. Very similar to how we start our jazz square. Then we're gonna take our left foot, we're gonna cross it behind. Okay? Again, very similar to our jazz square, but instead of crossing over and in front, we're crossing behind. Okay? Then you're gonna take your right leg again, and you're gonna step out. Okay? So let's just take those 3 steps really quickly. You're stepping out, behind, out, and then you're gonna take that left foot and cross it over. Okay? So it is very similar to what we were doing with our steps for the jazz square, just a little bit reversed, and it's gonna move a little bit quicker when we get started. So let's just take those 4 steps again, really slow. Here we go. Out, left foot behind, right leg out, left foot in front. Okay? Now, before we go up on our toes here, I want to speed this up a little bit so you can see what it looks like a little bit faster and where your feet need to go. So let's speed it up. 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, cross, out, in front. Okay? Does that make sense? Let's try it one more time at that speed, and then we'll go up on releve together. So here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, behind, out, in front. Okay? Now, we're going to go up on our toes, up on releve like we talked about. And when we step out, we're going to go up on that right foot. So you're going to go up, behind, out, in front. Okay? Let's do that one more time, slow together. 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, behind, out, in front. Okay? And then if you get really good and you can get really fast, you can make it look like this. And you can just keep doing it, doing it, doing it, doing it, on and on and on and on until you run out of space. Let's take it a lot faster so you can see what that looks like. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is much faster, and like I said, you can get really crazy and keep going on and on and on and on until you run out of space. Let's try it to our left. I'm speeding up a little bit faster. So it's same thing similar to our jazz square as we were doing to the right. Doing to the left, we're just reversing the steps. So you're going to step out with that left, cross behind with that right, step out with the left, in front with your right. Okay? So let's speed that up just a little bit faster because I'm sure you guys are catching on. 5, 6, 7, 8. Left, right behind, left out, right in front. Let's do it this time, up on releve this time. Okay, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Up, behind, out, in front. And that is your grapevine. And again, if you get really good and really fast, you can go on and on and on until you run out of space. So that's the grapevine. Now let's keep going and move on to our next step together. Our next step is a ballet step and a ballet term. Personally, it's one of my favorites, and it's called a Rhonda Jump. So have fun running around your house telling your parents that you're doing a Rhonda Jump, because it is very, very fun to say. This is really easy step, but if you add your own personality, your own flair to it, tie it into your combination, it can be a lot of fun and it could look really great too. So we're going to start to the left this time because I'm tired of going to the right. So let's start with the left, and all you're going to do is you're going to point your foot out in front of you, and you're just going to make a circle, half circle all the way behind and pull it back. So you're starting in your front, you're making a half circle all the way behind, so your foot is now completely behind you, pointed, and then you just pull it back. All the way around, If we do it to our right, you're gonna point your foot out right, half circle all the way till your foot's back, again still pointed, and pull it back. So let's do that, left and then right all together. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And once you get the hang of it, you can speed it up. You can do it at any pace you want. That is a really simple step, but some of the keys are: 1, you want to point that foot. You don't want your foot just flat going around. That makes it really hard. And you also want to keep your body completely straight as you go around. So you don't want your body leaning here or here. As you go around, you're going to get off balance and you're going to topple over. So that is a Rhonda Jump. Let's keep going. Let's move to our next step. Okay, so our next 2 steps are pretty similar to each other. So we're going to start with the harder one first, which is a step pivot. We have used this in past shows before, and I know sometimes, especially when things get faster, it can get a little tricky. So we're going to start really slow. And I'm actually going to do this one to the side, so you can see the placement of my feet, because we're going to be shifting and turning our body at times, and I don't want my back to be to you and you won't be able to see my feet. So we're going to start by stepping out with our right leg. That's all you're going to do, step out with that right leg. Okay, so you're in neutral position, step out. Then what's going to happen is we're going to turn, we're going to pivot our body to the left, right? And our feet are going to turn with that pivot and switch spots, okay? So you're just going to turn. So now your right leg is behind and your left leg should be facing forward. It should be ahead of your right leg, okay? So let's reset so you can see that turn again. So we're stepping out with our right. Your feet aren't moving. You're literally just pivoting your body completely around. So we're here and we're just turning around. So the right leg's behind, left leg is in front, okay? Let's do that one more time so you can see that pivot. So we're stepping out and we're pivoting. Now what we're gonna do is that right leg, you're gonna step forward again and pivot your body again, okay? So this first pivot we did, you're just repeating it until you're back to your original position, okay? Does that make sense? So let's do that one more time, slow, and then we'll speed up and then I'll teach it to the left. So step out, pivot, step out, pivot, okay? So that's the step. Pretty simple, but again, when it gets a little bit faster, it can get confusing. I'll be honest, before I started taking this video, I had to review it a couple times to make sure I remembered how to do this step pivot. So let's do that one more time. We're gonna speed it up a little bit faster this time. So let's do it at 5, 6, 7, 8, step, pivot, pivot. Got that? Keep practicing it, and I encourage you to start it slow until you can get the placement of your feet. So this time, let's learn it to our left so you guys can know how to do it both ways. So pretty simple. It's just the reverse of what we just did. So we're going to step out with our left. So our left foot's forward, right foot's back. We're going to pivot. We're going to turn our body to our right. So now we're here. Our left leg should be behind. Our right leg should be forward. Now we're going to step forward with the left, pivot our body. Right leg's forward, left leg is back. Let's speed that up a little bit faster. I'm sure you guys are catching on. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, pivot, pivot. And that's it. Again, it gets a little tricky as things speed up, but I think once you get the placement of your feet down and where your body needs to turn, where your feet should land, it'll be a lot easier, and then you can just gradually start to increase the speed of the step pivot. So that was the harder one. The easier one, for those of you that got to see our micro lesson a few weeks back when I did a dance combination from Legally Blonde, you already know this step, and this is a side pivot. So we're going to start facing our left, head towards the left, your body completely straight and facing towards the left. All you're going to do is you're going to pivot your body. So now your body's facing the right, you're going to pivot again, we're back facing left, pivot again, we're back facing the right. So pretty simple, you're just bringing your left leg around so you're facing the opposite direction you were before. So let's just speed that up a little bit 5, 6, 7, 8. Pivot, pivot, and pivot. You can do that to your right as well. So we could be facing the right, you pivot so you're facing left, right, left. That one's pretty simple, much easier than the step pivot that we just did. So those are our next 2 steps. Let's keep moving and let's learn our next step together. This is our next to last step in our 10-step combination. And this is a step ball change. Again, for those of you that caught the micro lesson where I taught the dance combination of Legally Blonde, I'm sure you know this, or at least have an understanding of what a step ball change is. This one is fairly simple once you get the placement of your feet down. It can be a little challenging when we start off. So we're going to take it slow, and then we'll speed up as we go. So we're going to start with our right leg. You're going to cross over, and what I want you to do is that knee, your right knee should bend. You should feel like you're trying to push your foot through the floor. So if your floor wasn't rock solid, that you could just push your foot right through it. While you're pushing through that, your left foot back here is just going to slightly come off the ground. So it's not up here, but just slightly off the ground. Okay? Does that make sense? Let's break that down, just that piece together, really slow. Okay? So you're just stepping over, trying to press down, and that left foot's just slightly coming up. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, so let's keep moving. So we just step, that foot comes up. Now we're essentially going to take our feet and just return to the spot we started at. So we started here in this nice neutral position. Okay? We're pushing down with our right, that left comes up. Now we're going to put our left directly back on the floor, and our right foot goes right back to where it started. Let's speed that up a little bit so you can see what it looks like when it's actually being run at a much fuller speed. So let's go at 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, ball, change. Okay? So you're just pushing down and then returning to neutral position. Again, once it starts getting a little bit faster, it can be a little bit tricky, but if you can really get the placement of your feet down and what needs to happen with each of your feet, once you start to gradually increase the speed, you'll have it, no problem. So let's do the right leg one more time, and then I'll teach it to the other way, to the right. So 5, 6, 7, 8, step, ball, change. Okay? Let's learn it to the other direction. Let's learn it to the right. So it's the same, it's just reverse of what we just. So you're going to step over with your left, push down. Again, you want to feel like your foot is trying to push through your floor. That right leg comes up just slightly off the ground. It's not way up here. While that's cool, I need you to keep it down right here for our step ball change. Okay? Then we're going to put that right foot back on the ground and return to our original position. Let's speed that up just a little bit. 5, 6, 7, 8, step, ball, change. So step, cross over, return to your position. Now let's speed up a little bit faster. We're going to go to our left first and then to our right. So here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, ball, change, step, ball, change. All right? So that is a step ball change. Again, once you get the placement of your feet down, I think you'll be golden and you won't have any issues with this. Now, let's move on to our last step of the combination. All right, so we have now reached our last dance step for our 10-step combination, and this is one of my favorites of all time. Anytime I can work this into a piece of choreography, I will, and it's a step kick. When we get a big group of people together and doing this all at the same time, we call it a kick line. For those of you that have worked with me in the past, you know I'm always up for creating a kick line. So unfortunately, it's just me, so no kick line today, but that's okay. So let's start with our right leg, and we're just gonna bring our right leg up, okay? So we're starting in neutral position, our right leg comes up, our body turns slightly to the left, okay? So we're just going up, and then you're gonna bring your leg back down, returning to that neutral position. So it's 1, 2, okay? Then the next piece is we're just gonna step, kick, okay? So I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because this is one of those steps that I think is a little bit harder to grasp and to do super slow. So we're going to speed it up just a tad so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll gradually speed it up more. So we're going step up, step, kick. Step up, step, kick. Does that make sense? So we can also do this to our left. And it's the exact same thing, just opposite direction. So you go step up, back, down, step, kick. Does that make sense? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step, down, and kick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That's all it is, super simple. You're just bringing your leg up, back down, and kicking. Your leg up, back down, and kicking. Okay? Let's do it one more time, speed up a little bit quicker, and then that's the end of our 10-step combination. So here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Step and kick, step and kick. All right, guys, so that is it for our micro lesson today. Now you have a bunch of basic dance steps you can use to put together your own dance combinations and begin to choreograph. So what I encourage you all to do now is to find a piece of music you really love and start to use some of these steps and begin to choreograph that piece and put together different combinations. You can use some of the steps, you can use all of the steps. You don't have to do them in the same order that we learned them today. So also, if you really want to, I encourage anyone to share your dance combinations with us. You can email them to us, or you can put them up on your social media pages and tag UYT in them. I would love to see what you guys put together over the next couple days and coming weeks. I also want to take this time to talk about a really exciting opportunity that is coming up here at UYT. So if you enjoyed what we did today, we are going to be offering a class focused on choreography. We're going to do this virtually via Zoom, and it's going to be a lot of fun. If you enjoyed what we did today, it's going to be a lot of the same setup and format. We're going to be learning basic dance steps. We're going to go through some of the different styles of dance, and we're going to learn how to put together our own dance combinations and begin to choreograph pieces of music. This class is going to start on May 30th. We're going to have a 4-week class session. It's going to be held every Saturday from 1 to 2:30, again via Zoom. And you can find registration for this on our website, uytinc.org. I encourage anyone and everyone to sign up for this awesome class and opportunity. I'm really excited to be leading the class and getting to work with you guys on how to expand your dance knowledge and to learn how to start choreographing pieces of music. So whether you think you're good at dance or not, I highly encourage you still to get involved in this class because we're gonna start with the basics. We're gonna learn how to put together pieces of choreography from start to finish. So again, you can find registration for the class on our website, uytinc.org. It is starting in a couple weeks, starting on May 30th. And it is a 4-week class session, so I hope to see all of you there. Thanks for your time, and enjoy the rest of your week.